You have to be able to get it through the entire House process, and you have to do it all over again, do it in the Senate, and then you got to get the executive branch of the government to sign off on it. And then you got to get the judicial branch to say, yeah, that's constitutional. It can remain as law.
We spoke with state legislators for a more detailed explanation of the process, which begins with the idea. The idea can come from a group or individual, but is given to the state representative, who then helps create the verbiage to be used in the bill. The bill then gets filed by the legislator, sending it to the House legal staff.
We start with about 3,000 bills just in the House alone, and trying to winnow that down to the probably 300 to 400 that we're going to hear on the House floor and pass.
From there, bills are submitted to the floor team leader, who sends them each to one of 35 committees. That's where the state representative who writes the bills have to convince the committees to pass them to the floor leader team. If a bill doesn't pass the committee, the bill is killed.
That the process is very, very strenuous to get a piece of legislation through. It's supposed to be hard to make an ideal law. It's not supposed to be easy.
When a bill is passed to the floor leader team, the bill writer then has to convince them to send it to the House floor for a full vote. If the bill is approved in the House, it's then sent to the Senate to repeat the process, except going through 2 committees rather than just one. With so many bills to review and vote on, there are always a possibility of unforeseen loopholes. The remedy? Even more bills to fill the loopholes once they're understood.
We all do our best to minimize loopholes or unintended consequences. Let's say we passed a bill last year in 2023. During the interim, during the past few months, we may have noticed that there are some fixes and improvements that need to be made. And that's why we can file cleanup bills this session to make the legislation, to make the statute even better.
If a bill makes it that far along, it then goes to the governor with the Senate author and the bill writer, who explain why the bill needs to become law. If the governor agrees, he signs it into law, and if not, he then vetoes it, which would send it back to the House and Senate for either an override vote or to be killed.
Our job is not necessarily to pass good ideals, it's to pass good law and make sure we really hold ourselves to that standard.
Reporting for 7 News, I'm Jonathan Lewis.